I dumped my husband before my hot girl summer, bragging I'd upgrade. Slept with a total stranger, now I regret everything. Because he disappeared like smoke. I'm Zara Hale, 29, and 6 months ago I threw away my marriage like last season's handbag. No regrets. Well, not until recently. I was a lifestyle brand manager for an eco-luxury company. Basically, I sold overpriced bamboo accessories to guilty rich people. But I was good at it. Really good. My Instagram had 200k followers who hung on every curated moment of my authentic life. The irony wasn't lost on me that nothing about my life was authentic, including my marriage to Denis. Denis was an urban planner. Sounds boring because it was. He'd spend Friday nights drawing up proposals for bike lanes while I was at rooftop launches drinking champagne that cost more than his weekly salary. 4 years of that. 4 years of him asking me to slow down and build something real together. I cheated on him twice. First time was with a photographer at a brand shoot in Miami. The second was with my yoga instructor. Yeah, I know, walking cliché. When Denis started asking questions about my late meetings, I turned it around on him. Told him his paranoia was suffocating me. Watched him apologize for doubting me while my phone buzzed with texts from another man. I'm not proud of it now, but back then? I felt powerful. The divorce was surgical. I hired Sheila Brennan, the kind of lawyer who advertises on bus stops with slogans like "Take him for everything." Denis didn't even get his own attorney, just used some legal aid service. I claimed emotional neglect, said his lack of ambition was destroying my mental health. The man who spent 4 years supporting my dreams just folded. Signed everything. Gave me the downtown loft, kept his old Honda, moved back to some suburban rental. The night the divorce finalized, I posted a photo of myself in a bikini on a yacht. Caption: "Hot girl summer starts now." Sometimes you have to let go of dead weight to rise. Clinking glasses emoji, sparkles emoji. My DMs exploded. My followers loved it. Yes queen. Level up. His loss. Danny's brother commented once, "He loved you." I deleted it and blocked him. The next few months were everything I thought I wanted. VIP sections knew my name. My brand deals doubled, turns out newly single sells. I dated a footballer for 3 weeks until his wife found out. I dated a startup founder until he bored me with talk about his feelings. I dated whoever I wanted, whenever I wanted, because I could. My mom called once to ask if I was okay. I told her I'd never been better. She said Denis had called to make sure she was doing alright after her surgery. I'd forgotten about her surgery. Denis hadn't. I hung up and went to another party. Work was thriving. My boss, Tira, basically let me run wild as long as the numbers stayed up. I was closing deals at cocktail bars, signing contracts at beach clubs. The line between Zara the person and Zara the brand had completely disappeared, and I loved it. 3 weeks ago, I went to the Meridian Music Festival. Not for the music, for the networking. The VIP section was where deals happened, where the real players went. I wore a designer dress that barely qualified as clothing and walked in like I owned the place. That's when everything shifted. He was at the bar, drinking whiskey neat while everyone else had cocktails. Tall, sharp jaw, wearing a simple black shirt that probably cost a fortune. He looked at me like he'd been waiting for me to walk in. "You're Zara," he said. Not a question. Guilty, I laughed, already intrigued. "I'm Thanos. I've been following your work with EcoLux. The Maldives campaign was genius." He knew details. Not just surface stuff, but real insights about my strategies. We talked for hours. He was in acquisitions, vague enough to be mysterious, specific enough to sound legitimate. When he suggested we get out of there, I was the one who picked the hotel. I thought I was in control. I thought I was choosing the adventure. I should have questioned why someone that perfect appeared right when I was feeling most invincible. Thanos ordered another round of drinks, and when he handed me mine, his fingers brushed against my hand. Calculated. Deliberate. I loved it. "The way you repositioned EcoLux from just sustainable to aspirational luxury," he said, leaning closer. "That took vision. Most brand managers would have played it safe." I preened. He got it. He got me. "Safe doesn't trend," I replied, downing my champagne. "You have to make people want the lifestyle, not just the product." "Is that what you did with your marriage? Made him want a lifestyle he couldn't maintain?" The question should have been a red flag. Instead, I laughed. My ex couldn't maintain anything. Some people are meant to be static while others evolve. Thanos' smile was razor sharp. Evolution requires survival instincts. The festival raged around us, bass thumping, lights strobing, influencers posing. But in our corner of the VIP section, it felt like we were the only two people who mattered. He knew names I'd only heard whispered at industry parties. Dropped hints about deals that could transform careers. Every word was perfectly placed to make me lean in closer. "There's an after party," he said around midnight. "Private. Rooftop suite at the Monarch Hotel. The kind of people who could change your trajectory." "You don't usually settle for ordinary," he interrupted. "Neither do I." The Monarch was 40 minutes away. In the car, he filmed us laughing, said it was for his private story. I grabbed his phone and filmed myself, kissing him on the cheek, feeling wild and free and untouchable. He mentioned loving my spontaneity, how different it was from women who needed everything planned. The rooftop suite was everything he promised. Floor-to-ceiling windows, infinity pool, a view that made the city look like jewelry scattered on velvet. He opened a bottle of something French and expensive while I took photos for my story. "No posting tonight," he said, taking my phone gently. "Some moments should be private." Coming from anyone else, that would have triggered alarm bells. But the way he said it, the way he looked at me, like I was the only thing worth capturing, made me toss my phone aside. We drank. We danced to music only we could hear. He told me about boardrooms in Tokyo, galleries in Paris, deals that shaped industries. I told him about my plans to launch my own consulting firm, how I was bigger than Eco-Lux, bigger than anyone realized yet. "Show me," he said. So I did. I showed him exactly who Zara Hale was when she stopped pretending to be professional. When we finally made it to the bedroom, he positioned me near the window. The city lights created a halo effect. He said I looked like art. "Let me record this," he whispered. "Just for us. To remember." I was drunk on champagne and power, and the way he looked at me like I was everything. I said yes. Of course I said yes. I performed for that camera like my life depended on it, never noticing the second phone propped on the dresser, or the weird angle of the mirror, or how he kept adjusting our positions to catch better light. When I woke up, sunlight was streaming through those floor-to-ceiling windows. My head pounded. My phone showed 7:23 a.m. Thanos was gone. A business card lay on his pillow. Just his first name and a number, printed on heavy black stock. No company. No email. Classy, I thought. Mysterious. I posted a story from the hotel bed, sheets strategically placed, best night ever, fire emoji, sometimes the universe sends exactly what you need. 43 minutes later, my phone exploded. Not with the usual hearts and fire emojis. With missed calls. Panic texts. My assistant called 3 times in a row. "Zara, don't come to the office," she whispered when I finally answered. There's a video. Everyone's seen it. Tira wants you in at 9, but I wanted to warn you first." My stomach dropped. I opened my messages. Links from numbers I didn't recognize. From coworkers. From my mother. The timestamp made me stop breathing. The video had been uploaded at 3:47 a.m. While we were still in bed. While he was still holding me, whispering that I was extraordinary. My hand shook as I clicked the first link. The video loaded immediately. High definition. Perfect lighting. My face unmistakable, my voice crystal clear, saying things I'd never say in public. The angle was impossible, like someone had been standing right there, but it had just been us. Hadn't it? The caption read, "Eco-Lux brand manager Zara Hale living her best life." 47,000 views already. I called Thanos's number. Disconnected. Of course. My phone rang. "Tira." "Zara, I need you in my office. Now." "Tira, I can explain." "No. No explaining. Just get here." I threw on yesterday's dress, ordered an Uber, and tried calling my lawyer. Straight to voicemail. During the ride, I watched the view count climb. 52,000. 58,000. 64,000. Comments flooded in. Some supportive, most not. The Eco-Lux office building had never looked more intimidating. The security guard who usually chatted with me about basketball didn't make eye contact. The receptionist stared at her screen like it held nuclear codes. Everyone knew. Everyone had seen it. Tira's office door was closed. Through the glass, I could see our entire C-suite team. Legal was there. HR. The board dialed in on video. "It's a deepfake," I said the moment I walked in. "Technology these days, anyone can." "Stop. Tira's voice cut through my lie. We've had it analyzed. It's real. You know it's real. We know it's real. The head of legal slid a paper across the table. Page 12 of your contract. Morality clause. Any behavior that brings disrepute to the company. This is insane. It was private. Someone violated my... You tagged yourself at the hotel, HR interrupted. You posted stories leading up to it. You built the narrative yourself, Zara. And now it's been viewed 73,000 times with our company name attached. They gave me 20 minutes to clean out my desk. Security escorted me. People I'd worked with for 2 years filmed me carrying my box of things. By the time I reached my car, I was trending on Twitter. The calls started immediately. Brand partners pulling out. Speaking engagements cancelled. My Instagram was hemorrhaging followers, except for the creeps flooding my DMs with eggplant emojis. I posted a statement. I'm being targeted by someone trying to destroy a powerful woman. This is revenge P-word. This is illegal. I will be pursuing all legal action. The internet laughed. Screenshots of my hot girl summer posts were everywhere. She wanted attention, she got it, they said. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Then came the first blackmail message. Unknown number, nice performance. Would hate for your extended network to see it. $50,000 keeps it contained. You have 48 hours. I screenshot it, thinking I was smart. Posted it as evidence I was being victimized. The internet destroyed me harder. Now she's playing victim? She posted thirst traps for months but now wants privacy? The blackmailer sent another message. Price just went up to $75,000 for trying to expose me. Next time it doubles. My bank app showed my balance. I had the money, barely. Years of bonuses and brand deals stashed away. I could pay and make this stop. Be smart about it. Survive this. I wired $50,000 to the account they provided. Some offshore thing in Cyprus. The moment it cleared, another message. Good girl. Now $75,000 for your contact list. $100,000 keeps it off LinkedIn. This is just beginning. I panicked. Started moving money around, trying to be clever. Sent $25,000 from my business account, $25,000 from personal savings, tried to buy time. Each transfer triggered something else. Security alerts. Verification requests. My phone became a chaos of notifications. My mother finally called. Zara, what have you done? Mom, it's not. Your sister's employer saw it. She's being asked if she knew about your lifestyle. Your father's golf club has seen it. We can't show our faces. This isn't my fault. Isn't it? You parade around for months, humiliate that poor boy Denis, and now you're surprised when it backfires? She hung up. My sister blocked me on everything. My college friends started a group chat without me. I saw the screenshots on Reddit later, them discussing whether they'd ever really known me. Then my bank called. Ms. Hale, we've detected suspicious activity. Multiple international wire transfers. We need you to come in immediately. The investigator asked why I'd transferred money to 3 different offshore accounts. I'd only sent to one. The bank investigator's office smelled like burnt coffee and disappointment. She had 3 monitors displaying my transaction history, and her expression said she'd seen this story before. Ms. Hale, you transferred $50,000 to a Cyprus account at 2:47 p.m. Then $25,000 to Malta at 3:15. Another $25,000 to the Cayman Islands at 3:22. No, that's wrong. I pulled out my phone, showed her the blackmailer's account details. Just this one. The Cyprus account. She turned her monitor toward me. These authorization codes came from your phone. Your banking app. Your biometric login. My throat went dry. The transfers were all there, but the Malta and Cayman ones, I hadn't made those. Had I? That afternoon was a blur of panic and wine. I need to speak with my lawyer. That's advisable. The authorities will be in touch. My lawyer, when I finally reached him, sounded exhausted. Zara, I handle divorces, not whatever this is. But I'll tell you for free, stop talking to anyone and hire a criminal defense attorney. Criminal. The word hit like ice water. I drove home in a daze. My parking spot had a note, we know where you live, P-word star. The building's group chat had apparently been busy. The doorman who'd flirted with me for months wouldn't meet my eyes. My apartment felt different. Violated. I poured wine, opened my laptop, and started Googling Thanos acquisitions. Nothing. Thanos Meridian Festival. Nothing. It was like he'd never existed. Then a text from an unknown number. You were always so sloppy, Z. Remember the networking events? All those contracts you signed after your third martini? My blood froze. Z. Only one person ever called me that. Another message. Check your email. The one from 8 months ago. I searched my inbox. 8 months ago was still during my marriage. There, an email I didn't remember sending. Subject, investment opportunity docs signed. Attached were forms for some investment fund. My signature at the bottom. The witness signature, Thanos Castellano. 8 months ago. Before I'd even thought about divorcing Denis. My phone rang. Unknown number. Stop digging, a woman's voice said. You're making this worse. Who is this? Someone trying to help. You think this is about one video? You've been building this house of cards for years, Zara. We've just been documenting it. We? The line went dead. I pulled up my Instagram, started scrolling back through my posts. All those lavish parties, designer goods, 5-star vacations. My salary was good, but not that good. Where had the money come from? The brand deals. The kickbacks. The consulting fees I'd collected from vendors who wanted Eco-Lux contracts. I'd been careful, used different payment apps, thought I was smart about it. But looking at it all together. My former coworker Raj texted, heads up. Here is doing a full audit. They found discrepancies going back 2 years. 2 years of expense reports. 2 years of client dinners that were really personal dates. 2 years of marketing materials that went to my personal brand building. Another text, this time from my friend Scene, girl, someone sending screenshots of your old texts to everyone. The ones about Denis. The ones about the affairs. My chest tightened. Those texts where I'd laughed about gaslighting him. Where I'd detailed my cheating. Where I'd bragged about hiding money during the divorce. I called Danny's number. I don't know why. Desperation maybe. He answered on the first ring. Zara. Denis, my lawyer says I shouldn't talk to you. Your lawyer? Why do you need? You hid assets. You committed fraud during our divorce. My cousin's been helping me document everything. Your cousin? You should check who actually owns the company that managed that investment fund you signed into. The one from 8 months ago. The room spun. Denis, what did you do? Me? I didn't do anything. You did it all yourself. I just made sure there was a record. He hung up. I ran to the bathroom and threw up. When I came back, my laptop showed a new email. From the prosecutor's office. Subject, notice to appear, financial fraud investigation. The prosecutor showed me my own text to my divorce lawyer, make sure he gets nothing. I don't care what you have to do. The prosecutor's office was in a building that screamed governmental intimidation, all concrete and tiny windows. My new criminal defense attorney, Gloria, cost $500 an hour and had the empathy of a brick. Don't speak unless I tell you to, she said. And whatever you do, don't lie. They already know more than you think. Prosecutor Yvette Reeves looked like she ate people like me for breakfast. Pantsuit sharp enough to cut glass, reading glasses that made her eyes look huge and predatory. She had 7 boxes of documents on the table. Ms. Hale, she began, pulling out a folder. Let's start with the easy stuff. Did you file taxes on the $340,000 in unreported income over the past 3 years? My mouth went dry. What $340,000? She spread out printed Venmo transactions, Cash App receipts, Zelle transfers. Consulting fees from vendors. Marketing partnerships that were just kickbacks. Investment returns from companies that didn't exist. I thought those were gifts. Gifts, she said it flat, like I just told her the sky was green. From vendors who coincidentally received Eco-Lux contracts worth millions? Gloria grabbed my arm before I could answer. Yvette continued. Let's move on to your divorce. You declared assets of $200,000. Would you like to revise that number? She pulled out bank statements from accounts I'd forgotten existed. The offshore account my drunk uncle had helped me set up for tax purposes. The crypto wallet I'd hidden from Denis. The safety deposit box with cash I'd skimmed from expense reports. Those were premarital assets. Opened 2 years into your marriage? She showed me the account opening dates. Try again. Then came the photos. 3 different men, all in compromising positions. I recognized them immediately, guys I'd had flings with who happened to be married. These men have come forward, Yvette said. You threatened to send these photos to their wives unless they paid you. That's extortion, Ms. Hale. They were gifts. They wanted to. We have the texts. You explicitly threatening them. She was right. The texts were all there. God, I'd been stupid. Drunk on power and Prosecco, typing out threats like I was untouchable. Now, Yvette leaned back, let's discuss Mr. Castellano. My stomach dropped. Who? Thanos Castellano. The man from the hotel. She pulled out a photo. It was him, but the name underneath read, Licensed Private Investigator, Castellano Securities. He's. What? Mr. Hale, your ex-husband, hired him 8 months ago after discovering your affairs. His job was to document your activities. The video? You were a willing participant. No laws broken there. The room tilted. But he filmed without. You knew he was recording. You participated enthusiastically. He placed it online? Hacky, maybe. Illegal? No. You posting about it, claiming to be a victim, lying about it being a deepfake? That's filing a false report. Gloria's hand tightened on my arm. Here's my favorite part, Yvette pulled out another document. The investment fund you signed into? It's legitimate. Fully registered. You gave them power of attorney over certain financial decisions. Those transfers you claim you didn't make? They were executing trades on your behalf. Perfectly legal. But I was drunk when I signed. Being drunk doesn't invalidate contracts, Ms. Hale. You should know that, given how many Eco-Lux deals you closed at bars. Denis walked in then. I hadn't seen him in 6 months. He looked different. Confident. Put together. The kind of energy I used to have. Mr. Hale has been very cooperative, Yvette said. He's provided documentation of asset hiding, perjury during divorce proceedings, and financial fraud spanning your entire marriage. Denis didn't look at me. Just placed a small recorder on the table. There's more, he said quietly. 3 weeks before she filed for divorce, she called me. Drunk. Told me everything. The recording started. My voice, slurred but clear, you're so stupid, Denis. I've been moving money for months. That prenup you wanted? Thank God you're too nice to push for it. When I leave, I'm taking everything, and you'll probably thank me for it. The judge looked at me with disgust. Ms. Hale, do you have any legitimate income we can verify? Gloria negotiated for 3 days straight. In the end, the deal was this: plead guilty to tax evasion and fraud, serve 18 months minimum security, pay full restitution plus penalties. The alternative was trial and potentially 5 years. I took the deal. The restitution hearing was worse than the criminal proceedings. Every hidden asset got dragged into daylight. The judge ordered me to pay Denis $400,000 for assets hidden during divorce, plus his legal fees. The IRS wanted $280,000 in back taxes and penalties. The men I'd extorted were filing civil suits. Your Honor, Gloria said, my client doesn't have these funds available. Then she'll work to pay them off, the judge replied. Garnishment of future wages at 60% until satisfied. Denis finally looked at me during the victim impact statement. His voice was steady, measured. Nothing like the man who used to apologize for questioning me. For 4 years, I believed I was the problem. Every time I suspected something, Zara made me think I was paranoid, controlling, insecure. I went to therapy thinking I needed to fix myself. The therapist was the one who suggested I start documenting things. That's when I hired Thanos. Thanos. His cousin who'd grown up in private investigation after his dad's firm. The story came out in pieces, how they'd planned for months, waiting for me to create my own downfall. The festival meeting wasn't random. They'd tracked my posts, bought my data from a marketing firm, knew exactly where I'd be. The video was harsh, Denis continued, but Zara had posted intimate details of our marriage for content. She'd humiliated me publicly for months. It seemed fitting that her own exhibitionism would be her undoing. The judge nodded. Mr. Hale, you've shown remarkable restraint. Remarkable restraint. While I'd been calling him weak, he'd been building an airtight case. Prison was exactly what you'd expect for white-collar minimum security. Boring. Humiliating. Full of women who'd thought they were too smart to get caught. I tried starting a blog about wrongful persecution until my cellmate, doing time for healthcare fraud, laughed in my face. Girl, you documented your own crimes on social media. At least I had the sense to delete evidence. 18 months of reality. No followers. No filters. No one to manipulate. Just time to think about how I'd torn through people's lives like they were Instagram stories, temporary, disposable, forgotten after 24 hours. My mother visited once. Your father won't come. Your sister's in therapy. She says you gaslit her for years, made her question her own reality whenever she challenged you. Mom, I'm selling the house to help pay your restitution. It's the least I can do for Danny after how we all enabled you. The worst part was seeing Danny's updates through the prison's computer lab. He'd started dating someone, a pediatric nurse named Aisha who ran marathons for charity. They looked genuinely happy in the photos. No staged poses, no strategic lighting. Just happy. I got released on a Tuesday. No one picked me up. My Instagram was gone, deleted by court order. My professional licenses revoked. Background checks would show everything. The halfway house found me a job at a call center. $15 an hour, 60% garnished. My studio apartment was smaller than my old closet. No windows facing anything but brick. My first day at work, my supervisor recognized me. Holy S word, you're that girl. The one with the video. It followed me everywhere. Job interviews that ended abruptly. Dates who'd Google me and ghost. Landlords who'd suddenly have no vacancies. 6 months out, I ran into Danny at a grocery store. He was buying flowers. Probably for Aisha. Danny. He turned, saw me, and for a second, I thought I saw pity. Zara. What could I say? I'm sorry felt hollow after everything. I know, he said. Gloria told me you're working, paying things back. That's good. Do you ever think about? No, he cut me off, but gently. I don't think about us at all anymore. That's the point. I spent years thinking about you, worrying about you, trying to fix things. Now I just don't. He left with his flowers. I stood there with my ramen noodles and store brand coffee. I spent so much time building an image, I forgot to build character. The spotlight I craved became the interrogation lamp that exposed me. Turns out, when you trade your soul for likes, you end up with neither. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.